Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're studying the productivity system of a company that just didn't sell a drink. Oh no, it's a company that built one of the most recognizable brands worldwide and in human history. A company that is known for emotional storytelling, for global consistency, and of course, really treating simplicity as a competitive advantage. Coca Cola. And behind that red label, that contour-shaped iconic bottle, but also the global ads that we all know, is a company, a productivity system that is built on clarity, global consistency, and brand-first thinking. In this video, we're going to look into what is the productivity system, what are the benefits, things that you could apply to your daily routine, and of course, last but not least, very important points that you need to adjust before trying out anything. Are you ready to rumble? Yes? You want to feel unstoppable afterwards? Like that? Yoo-hoo! That's good. Then let's start right away with the first part, which is Coca-Cola's operational system. Here's the cool thing. The company really operates at a high level thanks to its focus on simplicity, consistency, and also discipline. And let's have a look right away at point number one. Coca-Cola uses consistency as its operating system because everything must feel like Coca-Cola. This means consistent colors, consistent tone, consistent experience, consistent emotion. And the thing here really is that consistency builds trust, because if you look back throughout history, Coca-Cola is always associated with red color and this iconic drink. It has never really changed flavor or whatsoever over history. You always have this one iconic drink. Of course, there may be a few variations where you have different flavors added to it or different consistency of how it is set up. But the main point is that if you go back since Coca-Cola was established, you always know that it's associated with red color and this emotion connected to it that is really connected with happiness, joy, togetherness, and celebration. And that's something that they can really benefit from, because no matter where you go, you always know when you order a Coca-Cola, no matter the language, no matter the country, people will understand you. They know that you want to have this one Coca-Cola, and you don't need to look at, okay, I know in this country the color is not red but it's purple or green, and then you really need to start searching for it. No, so that's really something what Coca-Cola really focuses on, to be consistent throughout the time but also throughout locations. Point number two, Coca-Cola focuses on emotional storytelling. Their marketing is built on happiness, togetherness, celebration, or nostalgia. And the cool thing really here, what they base their marketing on, is that emotion builds connection. It drives even the connection. Because if you have this moment of joy connected with your drink, of course you want to continue using it, because you think then later on that drinking Coca-Cola will make you happy because you had so many great memories connected to Coca-Cola. And you will see that Coca-Cola acts globally and then also adjusts to what is the local trend. So in some countries they really work together with local celebrities, or they associate Coca-Cola with drinking at sports events. One example I found really interesting is that when university time starts, it's always difficult for new students to really get together, to really connect with each other. And here Coca-Cola did a very specific trick. Instead of using the normal bottles, they used specific bottles. And just by connecting the bottles, people could actually only then open the bottles. This is another testimony of how Coca-Cola uses its interaction with the audience in terms of creating this moments of joy, because then you remember together with another fresh student, you opened this bottle and you started a conversation. It was way easier to connect with each other, to tell where you're from, and just to really open up and find your new best friend in that crowd with just opening a bottle, right? Then let's have a look at the third point. Coca-Cola simplifies aggressively. They avoid complexity, they avoid clutter, they avoid confusing messages. Simplicity is a strategy. And that's something really clear, because you know whenever you see a Coca-Cola, you associate it with celebration, joy, or togetherness, or nostalgia, right? It's not that you will think about, okay, it has this super innovative structure that really helps you be energized, or that really it's the latest trend that really consistency develops over time, or that it's whatever the different thing is, you know Coca-Cola is about the emotion, the joy, the celebration, the nostalgia, all the great memories you had throughout the years using Coca-Cola. And that's something really interesting, because you know when you get a Coca-Cola what you get, and you don't need to think about all the different aspects, how you open the bottle or whatever the point is. And it really goes back to general communication, because the simpler you keep things, the more your audience is likely to understand you. So really here, one point is that simplicity, really keeping things as simple as possible, is the key. If you look at Coca-Cola's ads, there's never a too long, complicated story. No, this entire story of the advertising is really based around a simple message: the emotion, the togetherness or celebration. Point number 4, Coca-Cola uses global playbooks. Here's the thing, Coca-Cola operates at a global level, but each time they also adapt to local needs or local preference. And by doing this, it really creates relevance to their target audience. And with this system, as you can globally recognize the product, but you always have some local adaptation, it really is a very powerful combination. Let me give you an example. There used to be a campaign where you need to do something in order to get a free Coca-Cola drink. It was the happiness machines. And the cool thing is that throughout countries, there were different actions required in order to get the free drink. For example, in Singapore, you needed to hug the machine. Or in Korea, you needed to dance to K-pop. Or in London, England, you needed to complete a series of James Bond inspired challenges. Or in Sweden, you sing a Christmas carol. And that's a cool thing, because you again associate Coca-Cola with a fun, a joyful moment. And this moment of joy is just way greater to really share and remember on later on when you drink again your Coca-Cola. Point number 5, Coca-Cola invests heavily in distribution. Their productivity engine includes logistics, partnerships, retail relationships, supply chain mastery. Execution is everything. And that's something very inspiring to see, that in order to be globally as successful as Coca-Cola, you really need to have the right network and really the good relation with your suppliers, with your partners, in order to accelerate everything. It means that success doesn't come from just doing things by yourself. Oh no, it really comes from cooperating with different people and really have a strategic relationship, partnership with key people who can really help you boost your visibility, but also boost your brand and your awareness, your products globally. Because without that great successful network, Coca-Cola wouldn't be able to distribute their products globally, everywhere. Point number 6, Coca-Cola uses data to guide decisions. For example, they track consumer behavior, market trends, seasonal patterns, cultural shifts, because data really shapes strategy. Coming back to the previous point, with having those strategic partnerships, they're able to really also understand who are their customers, what are their habits, and when are they most likely to really drink a Coca-Cola, or what are the good moments to really associate Coca-Cola drinks with. And here really using the data, looking at what's in front of me, what's actually happening out there, where can I place my product the best way, is one of the another successful productivity hack from Coca-Cola. That is something really inspiring, because if you wouldn't know, imagine you're walking like this throughout the world and poof, you walk against something. But instead, Coca-Cola really enlarges the view to see what's really happening out there. Where do customers really want to drink a Coca-Cola? Where do they need to have more access? Or are there some other needs? Do we need to do some other campaigns to really show a bit more again the togetherness, the celebration of our brand, to really enhance the perspective even further? Point number 7, Coca-Cola embraces long-term brand building. Because they don't chase trends. Oh no, they build a legacy, really making sure that with their products, they can create a long-lasting impact. Because if you think back, if you think about all the Coca-Cola ads you've seen throughout your life, or the interactions you had, you always know that there's this one emotion connected with it, the joy, the celebration, the togetherness. And they really build it over time, which tells us that if you really want to be successful, you don't do it for the quick and fast rush. No, you really invest your time over and over and over time to really consistently build up your brand, to really consistently build up the global reach, so that people can see over time how you can really help others. And that's something very important. So whenever you work on a big project ahead of you, remember, you're doing it for the long-term investment to really help other people. And that sometimes the good stuff might not be poop, like this really quick. No, it might take some time, which is completely fine, because as we can see with the Coca Cola example, sometimes things that take a bit longer time can be very successful. But how about you? What do you do in order to really consistently focus on your long-term vision and work on it every single day? Tell me, I'm curious to hear. Write it down in the comments. Point number 8. Coca-Cola protects its brand fiercely. Every decision must reinforce that brand and not dilute it. And that's something interesting to see, because sometimes you have so many decisions to take during the day. And what we can definitely take away from here is that not always chase the trend and think about, okay, now I do this, now I do that, now I do this, this and that. No, really, again, think about the brand. What is very important for you? And then really see, do those decisions add up? Do they really help me? This means think about what is your definition of a successful life, and the things you're doing right now, are they really there to really support that vision you have of yourself in the future? If yes, that's good. If no, rethink again. Is it really working? Should I do something else? As you can see, Coca-Cola system is not chaotic. It is simple, emotionally and globally disciplined. Okay, now we looked at many different parts of Coca-Cola's productivity system, but now it gets interesting. What are the benefits? Because Coca-Cola system works because it's aligned with their identity as a global brand built on emotion. Which brings me already to the first benefit, strong emotional connection. Because people don't just drink Coke. Oh no, you feel something because you drink it at events, when you meet people, you drink it at festivals, you see all the great advertisements, all the emotions that you have, or when you watch those advertisements, for example. If you remember the machines where you need to hug a machine to get a Coke, you have this emotion of joy or discovery or something really being put out of the normal in order to get your drink. Of course, then you want to have more of it because you just enjoyed that moment. It was funny, right? Benefit number 2, global consistency. The brand feels the same everywhere. It is consistent throughout location, time, and that's something really powerful, because if you stay consistent, people are more likely to trust you. For example, next time you travel to a country you don't even know much about it, you know one thing for sure is that you are very likely to order a Coca-Cola because you know that drink from your home country. The third part is simple and clear messaging. Really, simplicity cuts through the noise, because if you're as simple as possible, you're more likely that people can really understand you. Instead of really telling a long story how amazing Coca-Cola is, what are the great emotions that you really can feel together with friends, with family members, or you can really have this moment of celebration, you just really go straight to the point and show it with pictures, with emotions, so that no matter if you're even not hearing the ad, you know it's about joy, it's about celebration. Benefit number 4, powerful distribution. Coke is available almost everywhere on Earth. And that's really, actually everywhere on Earth, even on places that are difficult to get access to. Still, you're very likely to buy a Coke. And that's something really outstanding. It really shows that having a right network is very crucial for being successful, for really being globally known, or really helping many different people throughout the world. So next time when you talk to people, think about, it can be about building up your network so that you can really impact many people with your work, with your actions. Benefit number 5, long-term brand strength. Consistency really builds legacy, because throughout history we've seen that Coca-Cola is an iconic brand connected with the red color, and it has never changed throughout the time. So it means that when you work on something important, really think about the long-term vision. Think about the legacy that you can build up. And that's something very inspiring to see from Coca-Cola. And looking at all those different points, one thing we can see is that Coca-Cola is not about innovation. Maybe they do, but one thing that you definitely remember thinking about Coca-Cola is the emotional connection, it's the simplicity, but also the global discipline to be really as known globally as we know Coca-Cola. So this is the very first part of looking at Coca-Cola's productivity system. In the next video, you will see more about what are the things that you could apply and of course things that you need to adjust before doing anything that Coca-Cola does. Stay tuned, and in the meantime, boom, subscribe to the channel or leave a comment of which point you liked the most, which part really resonated with you, or things that you found very inspiring to really look at what you could do in your daily life. Let me know, and I'm curious to hear. Speak to you soon.